from December 17th through the 21st. So I checked it out. In addition to throwing a potential monkey wrench into the project I've been working on, more important are the implications that this test or experiment could have on the planet and everything that inhabits it. Here's what we know. The Hadron Super Collider, also known as the LHC, or Large Hadron Collider, began test operations in 2007. This facility employs over 10,000 scientists visiting and resident from 33 countries at a cost of over $10 billion. We know from history that the PTBs, the governments, and scientific research don't get this kind of money and manpower thrown at it just for the sake of curiosity to uncover an elusive particle that gives all matter mass in the universe. These entities virtually spend no significant money towards the benefit of humanity, but rather on projects that are promoted to have these qualities, but in actuality only promote their agendas. We also know that projects of this magnitude are undertaken and funded when they have some sort of military or weaponry aspect to them, usually under the veil of some sort of scientific breakthrough. We know that the experiment in July, we were told, revealed a type of signal after the acceleration of protons to 1 trillion electron volts of energy. I can't, however, tell you the significance of this signal because its significance was not expanded on in my limited research. We know that all the data and relevant findings associated with that data have been kept secret from the public and the scientific community outside of the Large Hadron Collider community. Why? We know that in July, after the LHC experiment, announcements were made all over the world that CERN has identified the Higgs boson, or God particle. A few months later, in October of 2012, CERN retracted that, stating, well, maybe we didn't actually find it. And in December, CERN announced that they would have to try and recreate the findings from July in order to be sure. We know that the representatives from the Vatican will be present at the LHC for the December 17th through 21st test. We know that these experiments create mutations in the standard model of physics, and the LHC physicists confirmed, or so they said, they now have an adequate understanding of the standard model of physics, and these tests represent a milestone in discovering the Higgs boson, or God particle, in that they would now have the ability to mutate or change that model. A realm, they claim, will represent a new physics model, which will open areas previously unexplored and therefore not fully understood, such as dark matter, dark energy, and extra dimensions. We know that by using proton acceleration and collision in conjunction with the creation of antiprotons, if these particles come into contact or matter comes into contact with antimatter, a 100% release of energy occurs, compared to a nuclear explosion or reaction, which only releases a fraction of its energy. In that particular process, in the standard model of physics. This, according to some physicists, could, and I say this because it has never been tried on this scale, cause a rift or a tear or breach in the fabric of time-space as we know it, creating a gateway or breach into other dimensions, and some physicists caution that this test on this scale could even create a black hole. We know that CERN stands for the European Organization of Nuclear Research, which would actually be EONR, not CERN. But as we have seen in so many other cases, the elite use symbolism to tell us what they're doing without telling us what they're doing. CERN is short for Cernunnos, an occult, half-man, half-beast creature that will rise out of the depths of the earth. We know that in line with those same symbolic references, there stands a statue of Shiva, or Vishnu from the Hindu, representing the destroyer of worlds. Given this test coming up with CERN's LHC, there lies the potential to usher in a realm of new physics. So, what happens if something goes terribly wrong? It is clear that this new realm CERN references is a theoretical realm, and you cannot determine or predict the unexpected using the standard model of physics. And, as we noted earlier, this test is predicated on altering, or in their words, mutating, that model. It is, or should be, becoming more and more apparent that these elites, these bloodlines that claim they are superior to the rest of humanity, these elites that worship Satan and follow a rigid occultist protocol, use deception and misdirection in conjunction with symbolism to work in the light and carry out demonic agendas of darkness. Could the pursuit of the Higgs boson or God particle be just a cover story? Could CERN and the LHC actually be technology to open a gateway into a realm they may think they understand and we are not prepared for? Could the necessity for this test now been triggered by the awakening of the people? I don't know the answers to these questions. I do know that the magnitude of data collected from the July test could not have been fully analyzed in 5 months, and they refused to share this data and its findings with the rest of the scientific community outside of the CERN circle. They are obviously aware of something we are not. If something does go terribly wrong with this test from December 17th through the 21st, and I hope this doesn't happen, you should be aware that in 2014, CERN intends to run another experiment, running the LHC at full power. Is the projected 2014 test a distraction? Is the LHC going to be run at full power now? This organization is messing with a realm of physics they don't fully understand yet. And because of this, the ramifications of an unpredictable reaction or event will probably be outside of their control.
Oh, you must be our new Hey Banar guy.
Yes, A&R guy, Matthew Wood.
So, are there any new bands I should know about?
I have some good news and some bad news for you.
Only good news, I hope.
Well, the good news is that I found this amazing new band.
That's great.
They're young, they're good-looking, they're talented, they have a sound all their own. They're kind of like a cross between the Beatles and the Arcade Fire with a hip-hop twist.
Oh, all those things make money.
Yes, I know. And what's even better is that they want to sign with us. We're their first choice.
Well, let's sign them.
Here's the thing, though. The name of the band is Our Label is Run by Homos.
But then people would think that we're...
I know.
But we're not.
I know.
Well, they will have to change their name.
That's the one point they won't move on, sir.
Okay. Let me get this straight. If we were to sign this band...
Our label is run by homos.
Yeah. We'd have to put out T-shirts and CDs and posters that say...
Our label is run by homos.
Go! This better make a lot of money.
We'd like to thank everyone for coming out to our CD release party. To all our fans and all the press that's here, we couldn't have done it without you. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce the head of our label, Mr. Jim Gerbelkost. Jim Gerbelkost!
Thank you. I'd like to thank the members of the press for coming out this evening. We're very excited to be working with this particular band. They've got a great sound, and we're very proud to be in business with our label is run by homos. And I hear a lot of snickering, so I'd like to take this moment to point out that the band's name is just a name. It has nothing to do with myself or any of my colleagues at our fine label. So without further ado, I present to you their debut CD. No, seriously, all of us at the label are gay dudes. This is just our way of coming out. And I'd like to take a moment and reiterate that this is just the name of the CD. We have no control over what they title things. That was in their contract. Now, the CD itself has 12 cuts on it of various titles, and the first single has been getting a lot of positive publicity from the...
Boy, what's the single's name?
Yeah, what's the single's name?
The first single is titled I'm Really Sorry I Keep Lying About Being Gay. I'm just really concerned about how people will take it. So I've called this press conference and am using this band and CD as sort of an excuse to test the waters. And again, I know this sounds particularly specific, and this may be confusing, and I want to make sure everybody understands this because I see a lot of the press as frantically writing stuff down. We do not have control over the... Oh, come on now, you know what's going on here.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Rick Simmons, Rolling Stone magazine. What are some other track names?
Read him some more names, man. Yeah, read them.
Well, there's, so seriously, what do you guys think? Will you still respect me? And can I drop this charade? Which, again, is just a name. I've known for a while now, since secondary school, but I've been in denial, which is silly. I think we all know what they're doing. It's the same thing over and over. It's not very funny. I don't think anyone here finds it funny.
Oh, read him track 4.
Yeah,
Track 4!
No, you know what? I think I won't read track 4. I think I'm done reading the track names. If anybody is interested in the CD, they're in the lobby on the way out. I think that's all well and good. We can just, yes?
You know Rolling Stone is doing the cover on The Boys Here.
Yes, and thank you for that, Rick.
What is the name of track 4?
Run on!
Track 4 is, and this is childish. I, the person standing before you at this press conference, drink ball juice. And again...
You're listening to the Alternative Media Broadcast Network.